now I'm going to use my sketchbook that I used some of Frank Gehry's work in. Oh, again, I'm trying to emphasize, make sure you date your work. So make sure all your work is dated. That's always really nice. But I'm going to use the lower part of my page, combine it with Zaha Hadid's work. This is the picture of her. Okay, this is again some of her form development type stuff, where she basically has these very strong curves that mold into each other. This is actually a piece of ceramics. Her main forte as a designer, architect, obviously was architecture, and we'll get to one of those pieces here in a little bit. But I wanted to take you through that she also did product design. She did ceramics, she did furniture, lamps, she did all kinds of different things that were very interesting. But I thought, getting used to her style of drawing, we would start with one of her pieces of ceramics. Okay? Again, what we're going to do is going to start with a cylinder. Okay, so we just actually kind of cylinder like this. And we can see, again, she has these very strong lines this way, so we can actually take this. We're going to do this very lightly. And what she does also, which is interesting, she'll actually just feather these in like this. She also does this thing where she basically takes a line, she lets it feather out. We call it feathering. We basically start with a line, but you let it actually just sort of go to nothing. So it has form to it here, but it really sort of just goes away. Okay, if that makes sense. So you know, you see the form here, but just fades away. Okay, so she's really good at this. Car designers too. If you look at on a lot of cars, you'll see the lines that appear there, and then they just sort of magically go away. So we got the top part here, a little wider, a bit skinny here towards the lower half, and then it goes this way. Now, another technique when you're drawing something very, very long like this is it's okay to turn your book around, even though this is going to be sitting up and down this way. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my book and do this to it, okay? Because my arm, use my arm kind of goes back. There's a natural flow to my arm going this way, okay? So I can take a little further down here. See, it gets darker in here. So she has a very interesting light to dark. She builds into her work these contrasts of light and dark surfaces. So this comes in this way. This section comes around, goes back out. Here's the opening to the piece of ceramic. Some symmetry to it. This gets really dark in here, so we're going to have a little bit of a shadow. Again, we're just doing the very light. Not so much light, we're just doing a series of light lines to give it that contrast. And how I'm holding the pen is simply, just holding it very light back here and just not pushing down too hard. But I can get kind of a nice sort of a texture. There we go. Just let the pen do the work. Very light touch. We have a little bit of a dark form in here. This comes around. Hopefully our center looks about right. There we go. Like I said, I'm using the advantage of my arm moving back and forth this way, but I turn it back up and down. And yeah, we're pretty close. Okay. Again, this is a lot of her form. This is a simple vase, but here's our center line. So I kept the object in center, so it didn't tilt this way or that way. Pretty much upright. Okay. Again, sign your name. And we'll move to the next project.